The PS4 Pro was announced on September 7th, 2016 and was officially released on November 10th, 2016, which means we're nearly 3 years into the life of the PS4 Pro. For all of my gamers out there, I do want to say this. The gaming industry has come a very long way, for better or for worse. To the days of Tekken on the original PlayStation, to wilding out on Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on the PS2, to calling in your K9 unit score streak on the original Black Ops, up to now with all these amazing AAA titles, it's no doubt gaming has a very special place in my heart. So special in fact that for a time in my life, I was assistant manager for GameStop, and being surrounded around people being so enthusiastic about games had to be the highlight of that job. Especially, a special shout out to all my ex-coworkers from GameStop. You know who you are. The question that all of you are asking though is this the best console on the market? The die-hard PlayStation fanboys are going to troll in the comment section dogging the Xbox, but in actuality, Microsoft Xbox One X gives the mighty PS4 Pro a run for its money. It's no doubt that the PS4 Pro packs way more heat than the PS4 Slim, but is it worth the extra flow you're gonna drop on it? I'll give you all the concrete facts and specs, and at the end, I'll give my opinion on who this console is for. Plus, I have a very special guest and expert on the PS4 Pro and gaming in general, so make sure to stick around to the end. Let's run it. This is gonna be a real good one. So first things first, this isn't a new iteration of the PlayStation 4, it's more of like a PS4.5. Similar to Apple's strategy, this is a mid-product cycle meant to build up hype for the console and to give some hardcore gamers a reason to pony up more money, and for the general masses to know that there's a shiny, quote, new console on the scene, even though it's really just a spec upgrade for the PS4. The biggest selling point of the PS4 is the new addition of HDR and 4K resolution capability. So in terms of what differences there are from the standard PS4 and the PS4 Slim to the PS4 Pro, there's not much, but at the same time there is. It's like hard to explain. See, thing is, the PS4 Pro really is true 4K, but there are some stipulations to this. The most important being you need a 4K TV to take full advantage of that better resolution. Like in my Apple TV review, which if you haven't seen it, you should totally check out. There are a lot of similarities between the resolution aspect of the PS4 Pro and the Apple TV. The inclusion of a TV that is 4K is pretty much mandatory and defeats the purpose if you have a 1080p TV. This doesn't mean you just played yourself if you don't have a 4K TV though, as even on 1080p displays, you should see smoother and better frame rates. I'll touch up on that later. However, it is up to game developers to make these games to be released in True K, or either to release updates and patches to enable the higher resolution. So while some older titles may receive resolution bumps through the developers, it is solely up to them. Some of these development teams about lazy as fuck, and in their eyes, they already took your money. So what incentive do they have to waste working hours on patches, who some could argue make little difference at a regular viewing distance? Now let's move on to the design of the PS4, and you'll see it has several similarities to the OG PS4. Well, for one, it's still that parallelogram, and for the most part did away with those glossy plastics in exchange for a more consistent texture throughout the machine. One change I knelt and thanked God for was the removal of the touch capacitive buttons that always, and I mean always, ended my score streaks because they were just flat out whack and goofy. Man, I swear to God, a speck of dust could land on them suckers and wham, your disc is ejected. Now they moved to more primitive mechanical plastic buttons, which I mean is less bougie, I know, but why try to reinvent the wheel, you know? Someone over at Sony's headquarters must be a mathematician and was unpleased at the asymmetry of the OG PS4, because now we have this very elegant PlayStation logo right smack in the middle of the console. Dimension wise, this one is more like the swoller, better looking older cousin as compared to the original PS4. The original PS4 is 27.5 by 30 by 5.3 centimeters, whereas the Pro is slightly larger at 29.5 by 32.7 by 5.5 centimeters, and that is width times length times height for all my viewers who skipped math class in high school. So it does take up a bit more of shelf space, so to the very few who take shelf space into consideration, this is an important thing to note. The PS4 Pro also has never heard of the cut and is only about the bulk game, as it does come in slightly heavier, but really ask yourself how many times you'll be lifting your PS4 around. Chances are half of y'all's PS4 haven't moved an inch, just like you all wouldn't dream of moving an inch to a gym. Next up, inputs and outputs, because it is this that is the heart of your entertainment setup. So you get set up with two super speed USB 3.1 ports on the front and one on the back, used to charge them controllers, or if you're into VR, if you decide to cop those and really be Mr. 3005. Ethernet, optical audio, HDMI 2.0A, and the ports for the not so popular PlayStation cameras are also on the back. You'll also have your power connector, which, quick side note, uses a bulkier female connector on the cable to be able to juice up and pump even more electric steroids over to the Pro to be able to handle all of that power. Under the hood, we do also get some improvements that are really important to know in case you're on the fence between the Slim or the Pro. And so real quick, going over the nerdy aspect of the specs and internals. So the PS4 Pro is going to be rocking a 2.1 GHz 8-core AMD Jaguar CPU with a 4.2 teraflop AMD Radeon GPU. In terms of memory, we have 8 GB of GDDR5 plus an additional gig. Storage, we do have 1 TB, and this is native resolution of 4K with HDR. Additionally, inside, the PS4 Pro also doubles as a Blu-ray player, since the optical drive does accept Blu-ray and DVD. And lastly, inside we do have an internal 310 watt power supply. Inside standard, we'll find a 1 TB hard drive. That's 1,000 GB for my non-techies. So you're essentially doubling your storage, and in this day and age, storage is golden. Man, you mean to tell me if I buy Black Ops 4 and get all the DLC packs, I'm looking at well over 100 GB on a single game? Yeah, man, today's games take up a lot of space, so having that terabyte really eases your mind so that you don't have to go deleting all of your saved data and games and anything else you've downloaded onto the console. You do also get an improved Wi-Fi antenna, which uses dual band 802.11 AC wireless technology and improved Bluetooth 4.0 in contrast to 802.11 BGN Wi-Fi and Bluetooth 2.1, which may not sound like a huge difference, but you'll see a huge improvement in download times as well as longer range and improved stability for your DualShock and other Bluetooth devices. Speaking of DualShocks, I remember working at GameStop, and the only time I'd see girls walk in was right before Valentine's Day, cause you know damn well they had no clue what they were looking for in there. And whenever they asked what's the best present they should get their boyfriend, I would always be like, what he really want is for you to leave him the fuck alone while he gaming with the boys. Slick. But I normally recommend an extra DualShock, and for all who don't know, the DualShock is the PS4 controller. So the DualShock is almost exactly the same as the DualShock in the original PS4, with some subtle differences, which include better triggers for your shooting games, a new light bar built into the touchpad so you can see what player you are in the dark or whatever, and for some reason it does feel lighter. But I don't know if that's because I've been lifting weights since gaming hardcore, so I don't know, you tell me. It still rocks the 2 analog sticks, your D-pad, L1 and L2 buttons, gimmicky touchpad in the middle, which is rarely used in any practical way. It's always just some sort of gimmick so they can say they can use it. Your standard triangle, square, circle, and X buttons. You do also have your option and share button near the middle, as well as your PS button. And finally, your trigger fingers being R1 and R2. So largely unchanged, just some minor tweaks. I do love the feel of the controller though. The ergonomics of it are amazing. Like, I feel some actual science went into the design of these, because I feel these controllers were designed in a way that makes them feel like an extension of your hand, as if humans were destined to be attached to DualShocks one day in the future. Oh, just me? Anyway, enough with the specifications of the PS4 Pro on paper. What y'all trying to figure out is how these specs translate into the real world. The Pro is touted as enhancing performance, and boom, there it is. Keyword, enhance. In actuality, if you flat out don't care about aesthetics, get the Slim. The PS4 Pro is a powerhouse and sets to deliver the highest dynamic range and as many pixels as possible while keeping frame rates higher, so that when someone on Battlefield is about to shank you with that combat knife, you actually twitch in fear and block the assault and swim back and square up. On the Pro, the frame rate is much improved and gaming textures and backgrounds look much more vivid and real. Not to mention the extra power needed for PlayStation VR or virtual reality for all my non-gamers. Now that the Pro has been out for a while, the majority of titles are already built in with Pro compatibility. So in terms of seeing the newly released AAA titles in the best resolution possible, you're set as f***, my dude. You good to go. Like, some of these games look so real, it's unbelievable. Take a game like The Last of Us Remastered. Everything looks so real. When it's a zombie coming your way, you really feel like bucking at them zombies and swinging for real. But what if you got a 1080p TV? Like I mentioned in my Apple TV review, the same concept applies here. Just because you have a PS4 Pro does not mean your content will be put to 4K on a 1080p TV. Think about it this way. It's like buying a brand new Mustang or Rari, but you only go and whip in the neighborhood watch area with a speed limit of 15 miles per hour. Like, what's the point? It's the same concept here. You have a powerhouse being the PS4 Pro, just like your new whip, but your 1080p display is like that speed limit. You may squeeze out slightly better frame rates, maybe a small amount of graphical improvements to texture, but aside from that, that's all you get. Now, having that 4K TV makes all the difference, and if you don't have a PS4 yet, but have a 4K TV, this console was made for you in mind. If you already have a PS4, whether it be the OG model or the Slim, and have a 4K TV, then it's your call. I'm not gonna say go out and upgrade or not, because I mean, it's your wallet. Personally, unless you have a 65-inch TV or bigger, the extra resolution won't be as noticeable from a regular viewing distance anyway, but absolutely choose the Pro if you're getting a PS4 for the first time and have a 4K TV. It's a no-brainer. Hands down though, the #1 reason people get PS4s is to play single-player role-playing games or mission-based story games. I can't even say that with a straight face. You already know your man looking to get that PS4 to game with the bros. Gaming brings guys together like nothing else, except maybe cracking a cold one on the weekends. The multiplayer aspect of gaming is enormous. You have no idea the millions and millions of dollars gamers spend on multiplayer games, add-ons, map packs, and so on. And I have the perfect person to elaborate a bit on the multiplayer aspect. Otherwise known as Dbadf on Twitch, has been my childhood friend and we have shared many memories gaming together. He runs an awesome Twitch channel which you should totally check out. His streams are so much fun, he's really good at gaming, he'll tell funny stories while streaming, and the chat is just hilarious. I'll link his Twitch in the description, but I'm saucing this boy up a little too much. Daniel, take it away, fam.
Alright, first of all, I want to thank Juan for having me out here. I really appreciate what he's been doing for me, and it's really motivating to see Juan do this with his YouTube, mainly because this is something that's been long coming for him, and so much respect for him. He has motivated me in a way where it made me want to grow my Twitch channel as well. So I really appreciate that motivation he gave me, and I really wish him the best of luck with his channel. I know he can keep growing because this man's a really strong motivator, and he's very driven by the things he does. Appreciate the chance you gave me to have on here. So enough of that, we can keep hyping each other up as much, but let me get into the part you guys were really interested in here. First of all, let me talk about single player games for the PS4 Pro you can buy today. Alright, so honestly, I'm going to start with the most anticipated game of 2018. I want to say it's Kingdom Hearts 3. Why? Because the series is just so convoluted. There's so much story to go with it that people were breathing down the developers' necks, just saying, release a game now, release a game now. When they first leaked the 2.8 version of this game, the new mechanics that were added, just the bomb. So when they came out with Kingdom Hearts 3, that's just icing on the cake. Kingdom Hearts 3, graphics are smooth, gameplay is fluid. When I was streaming this on my Twitch channel, a lot of people were like, yo Daniel, it's like watching Pixar and Disney movie together. It was just the best thing ever, and I highly recommend this game. If you guys are new to the series, there is a way for you to catch yourself up, so you can just jump into this game, and it's really easy to pick up the combat. 2 or 3 fights, you'll for sure know the mechanics of the gameplay, and you'll realize, man, this game is easy. Even on its hardest mode, you'll be able to understand it. So that concludes the first part of single player games. Main games that are going on right now are mostly multiplayer games, and that's what I'm going to get into here. Let's start with the most popular one right now. I want to talk about Fortnite. I really don't like the game, and I'm not really crazy about it, but I gotta say, this is one of the best battle royales that's going on right now. And you guys are like, the numbers don't say that. Apex Legends seems to be doing well. Well, Apex Legends is doing well, but let me talk about Fortnite real quick. Fortnite is on top of the battle royales because of the balancing, updates, events, and everything else they bring in. They are quicker than any other game to do balances. Fortnite is on top of it. So if you guys have a PS4 Pro and really want to chill with the bros and play a good game, I recommend Fortnite. Now let's hop into Apex Legends. And I want to say Apex Legends, it's a cross between Borderlands and I want to say Halo. The weapons, the gameplay style, I don't understand why people are saying Borderlands, but you know, to each their own. Mine is Halo the most. It reminds me of those old Halo days, jumping in with the buddies, you know, grabbing a sniper, grabbing a pistol, just being able to go fast pace, start a game, die, start up another game. It's just Apex Legends is the rush right now because of how fast paced and how easily you can pick this game up. This game free as well. You guys go ahead, go to the PlayStation Store, download it right now. You will not regret it. If you have fun playing with your bros, jump into something like Apex Legends, y'all have fun as well. No building required, so you know, for those of you who are not too heavy into the building part of Fortnite, there you go. You have Apex Legends. Alright, you guys, another battle royale I really want to talk about is Black Ops 4. Battle royales have been the craze for 2018 and 2019. Black Ops 4 has been doing well with their battle royale. With the recent update of the Grand Heist, there has been a huge amount of people jumping back into Black Ops, and I really appreciate how Black Ops updated their battle royale. This one, you could jump in. If you've played PUBG, you'll understand you'll need armor, pick up weapons, weapon attachments, and you'll be able to jump into this with your friends. Every time you jump in, you'll get better and better. I promise y'all. It's all about battle royales. So with that all being said, let's wrap this up. What do you need when you buy a PlayStation 4 Pro? To play these multiplayer games, you will need to buy PlayStation Plus. So you're going to be like, Daniel, that's expensive. $60 for a year's worth of PlayStation Plus? Well, you can also get the $24 price one, but I would highly recommend getting the yearly price one. Not only does PlayStation Plus allow you to play multiplayer online with your bros, it also gives you out free games every month. And I'm not just talking about measly 1-2 games. It gives out 3 games. Currently we're in the month of March and they're offering Modern Warfare 4. That's a $60 game, $30 game if you go look in GameStop. That's free right now for PlayStation Plus members. So if you're wondering about the value of your $60, there it is right there. They have so many games each month that you'll enjoy downloading the free games they have to offer. Now there's one more subscription you guys will be interested. If you guys are more into retro gaming, you want to hang out, just be chill. There's a service called PlayStation Now. Now PlayStation Now is like a subscription you have, I want to say like GameFly, where you can download and play old PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 games. If you guys are interested in like BioShock, the Grand Theft Auto series, and I also want to say the Metal Gear series, because that's a big series that went on in PlayStation 3. Those games are available for you right now. Yes, you have to pay monthly, and it's a $20 monthly fee, but I highly recommend it for y'all who are nostalgic and would want to play those games. Thanks again to Juan for giving me the chance to come here and talk to you guys. I appreciate y'all coming out and watching this video. Huge appreciation to all of y'all who are just supporting me in any way, and huge shout out to Juan one more time. I cannot say it enough. Thank you for having me on this.
So once again, I do want to thank Daniel, otherwise known as Dbadf, for being featured on my channel and enlightening us with all of that information on the multiplayer aspect of the PlayStation. If you guys haven't already, or if you're just really into gaming, definitely go over to his Twitch channel. His streams are amazing. He's a very talented gamer, and not only that, but his streams are just so much fun to watch, so definitely head over there. I'll link his channel down below. So guys, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Who is the PS4 Pro really for? Like I mentioned earlier, if this is your very first time coming into the world of PlayStation, it's a no-brainer, especially if you already have a 4K TV with HDR enabled. However, if you do have a 1080p TV, or you already have the OG PlayStation 4, or even the PS4 Slim, that's a hard one to call. It's going to be up to you to decide whether graphical improvements are going to be worth those $400 that you're going to drop on your PS4 Pro. If it were up to me, your PS4 Slim or OG PS4 is just as capable. The world of PlayStation and the multiplayer aspect to it is just huge. You have no idea how big the scope of PS4 multiplayer and gaming multiplayer in general is. There's thousands, millions of dollars that go into development and testing so that you can have the best gameplay experience when it comes to your PlayStation 4, your Xbox One, or even your Nintendo Switch. Which, by the way, I do plan to review other gaming consoles later in the future. So you should definitely subscribe to my channel, and I can't wait to bring you guys future live streams and a big announcement on a huge giveaway I have very, very soon. And with that being said, guys, I really hope you found this video extremely useful. I'm definitely clocking out of this one. I hope everyone has a fantastic day. Peace.